Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's me, Rad, and I know it was a pretty long time before I go live once more, but it is what it is, you know. I mean, sometimes things doesn't really roll out your way. But here we are, the new moon in Cancer, and man, what a time ahead of us. It's truly now one thing that really caught my attention when I was researching it in terms of astrology, when Pisces moonbeam was kind of like divulging the information to me astrological wise, because I really need to know the topic before I kind of come forward and do the readings in terms of tarot, is that very peculiar thing that Mars and Venus, the so-called two forbidden lovers, are making their dance into the sign of Leo, which is this kind of like bold sign, you know. So what that truly speaks of is that magical thing in terms of emotions, romance, and even love is about to happen within the next 3 weeks. Though it's not going to be out there for the entire duration of the lunar cycle, but within the next 3 weeks we truly are to experience some, at least to me, that is going to be kind of like an awkward times when it comes to emotions, when it comes to love. And yeah, I mean, kind of impossible loves type Romeo and Juliet is to happen out there. So we definitely should look forward to it. And especially if we are lonely, of course, and if we have no suitors whatsoever, it's highly likely that within the next 3 weeks, you know, something is going to show up on the horizon. And another thing about this new moon into Cancer is hello there both. Another thing for that new moon into Cancer is that the topic, aside from the love team, which once again is going to be a huge thing around, right? It's supposed to flabbergast even myself, and we are yet to see that. But another thing, it's the family, okay? And we can expect to have more, how can I say, amplified connections with our family members, children, if you will. So if things are not going very well with the child of yours, in between you and them, you know, or you want to make a reconciliation in terms of family, definitely a great time for all of us to make amends in terms of a family and in terms of people that we truly care of. The last fourth week in terms of that new moon into Cancer, it seems that it's going to be a rather toiling week, and I'm talking about career toiling week. And yeah, it does look like that at the end, this cycle is going to bring us into a rather profitable career and love fronts. So I'm truly looking forward for it. And truth be told, things, at least to my behalf, things are kind of like rolling up, and they are really looking up. Okay, so hopefully that is the case for all of you guys. Yeah, so Pisces moonbeam is around as well, so I hope that you guys enjoy her and enjoy her presence, I mean. And yeah, we are planning very soon to be both of us into those live streams, but you need to know that it will take a little bit of a practice to do it. So with that being said, let's explain how this live stream is going to work out for everybody who is new to the show. Thank you so much for stopping by and you know, giving a portion of your attention, or maybe the fullness of your attention. Greatly appreciate it as well. If you do wish to support me, all you got to do is just subscribe for the YouTube channel. But how the live stream is rolling, it is that there are going to be readings, general readings that are for every star sign, okay? Starting from Aries and ending up into Leo. Not to Leo, oh my God, into Pisces. And within every 4 star signs. So I do Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and then I'm going into a break. And in this break, I'm going to put a free reading contest or a poll. I like to call it a poll, where you get to type a question of yours into the comments, and I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional tarot reading on that question, which means that it's not going to be just only with one card, guys, but it's going to be with a full spread answer to a question. And also it's very likely, depending on what kind of a question you give me, I'm also going to be able to give you a time frame. For example, if you're looking for a job, I'll be able to give you a time frame within which you will be able to find a type of a job, depending on what type of a job the cards are going to show you. And of course, if you are interested though into your own personal reading with me, or if you are interested into my tarot classes, you can go to my website, which you're going to find into the description here, and there you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. And last thing I want to say, that's actually it's impromptu. It seems that the old Facebook page now it's safe to be posted at, so keep posted about it, or rather, like, we are going to make an announcement very soon about the situation that it is going on there. So with that being said, let's shuffle the tarot cards and let's see what awaits Aries into the next 4 weeks. Hello, Pauline. Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of a headache before coming up into the live stream, but miraculously 5 minutes just before the live stream started, it seems that my head, it's not hurting anymore. Right, so for Aries here, the first card we do have, oh, by the way, and if you are interested into this deck that I'm using, that is the Millennium Thought, all right, because many people are interested into the decks that I'm using. In this one, it is the Millennium Thought Tarot, like the Thought Tarot, but that is the Millennium one. So the first one, it is going to be the Nine of Wands here for Aries, accompanied by the Sun card, or that is going to be the second card of Aries, followed by the third one that stands for the Moon card. Moving next, what we do have, that is to be the King of Wands here. It's Knight, but into the traditional deck, it is King. All right, so I hope that is not confusing. So we do have the King of Wands, and the last card for Aries spread, that is going to be the Empress card. So we do have these 5 cards. And it's going to be a strong, how can I say, a lunar cycle, rather like a lunar month for a Aries. Now, the topic of interactions, say business interactions, say romantic interactions, is going to be there at the very front page for Aries. That is because of the Nine of Wands, and I love that I'm using that deck here, because whenever I do use Reader White, I always have to refer to the top. I mean, if you can see here, the Nine of Wands in the bridge in between the Sun and the Moon, just let me drop these cards down. So the bridge in between the Sun and the Moon, this is the relationship in between the male and the female prime beginning, or primals. And Aries are doomed to find someone that it is, you know, on their counter. So, you know, on their counter energy. If you are masculine energy, you're doomed to find somebody with feminine energy to connect with, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, you should not stop yourself of doing so. Looking for a suitor, no problem, within the next 4 weeks. But we do have a bigger picture that is painted by these cards, and that is a picture of a following ambition of yours. So it's important here to ask yourself, what ambition do you have? For within the next 4 weeks, you will have the means to transform that ambition into a rather very powerful drive. Though there is a catch to it, and that is that toward what end things are going to be developing or manifesting, that will be kind of like baffling even to you. And it is important to remember your goal at that point. I mean, at that point, it will be important to trust yourself, so to speak, so you do not abandon that particular ambition and just move forward. Other than that, it seems that you are going to prepare yourself very well, and you are going to make a very well established, well balanced, very mature decisions about your future that will allow you to position yourself into a rather very comfortable point, very comfortable state, and not just only mature and accurate decisions, but these decisions are going to be also a tough decisions that nobody else wanted to take, right? And you are to position yourself for a very, very long run, and the results are going to be rather sweet at the end of the journey that you are setting yourself out into the next 4 weeks. Now, the only problem that we may hello, Tiffany. The only problem that we may have, or that you may have in the next 4 weeks, it is that just no matter how much you try with some people, and I'm saying with some people, you may not gonna be able to come into terms. So that was for Aries, and now moving next, we do have a Taurus. All right, so for a Taurus, first one we do have, and that is the Taurus card, by the way. That is going to be the Hierophant, followed by the second one here, which stands as the Four of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Wands here, right? Followed by the Queen of Cups. And the last card, that is going to be the Hermit. And there is literally no questions here into this reading for a Taurus. You are about to go forward. So that is the best way how I can describe the reading. This is how it stands. And again, let me show you the cards, all right? These 5. And this is how it stands. You are about to go forward with a breaking out of a certain loops, so to speak, of a certain magic circles. And throughout these next 4 weeks, there are going to be really amazing and gainingful enterprises sitting in front of you, like propositions, like an opportunities that you are highly likely to take on, or it's rather like a very advisable for you to take on. It is because it's going to be the only thing that makes sense. That is a 4 weeks of an improvement, 4 weeks of a trying out, 4 weeks of a learning, of a acquiring skills as well. Now, depending on what kind of a situation you are in. And within these 4 weeks moving forward, you are going to build up a lot of trust into those around you, trust in yourself, mind you. And as it comes to love, well, you are about to find the real one. Now, bear in mind that for tarot, there is a difference in between the real, the true, and the soulmate type of love. These are 3 different type of love, so to speak, okay? And you are about to find what the real one means for yourself, Taurus. You may find it for the person you are with currently, or about somebody new, and that is especially if you are to be single. But why all this is happening, right? You may kind of like be baffled. Why now? I have to go out of my loops, so to find these new gainingful enterprises, meaning that could be different people, that could be different jobs, it could be different opportunities in general. Well, it is because you gotta find what is substantial and acquire it. And that is pretty much how energies are gonna help you in the next 4 weeks. They're gonna push you toward a substantial direction of yours, and it will be, like I said, the only thing that will make sense. On a more practical level, you are to receive as well benevolent support and counseling, especially into the fields where you most need, and as well problems that you may not have the solution right now. you are going to, and that solution will be entirely within the framework of your domain. So you can straight away resolve the problem once that solution becomes obvious or it is divulged to you. Right, so moving next, we do have Gemini. All right, so first card for Gemini, that is to be the Six of Wands, followed by the second one, that it is the Queen of Swords. Third card we do have for Gemini, that will be the Two of Swords, followed by the fourth one here, that is going to be the World. And the last card, we have the Page of Pentacles. So these 5 cards for Gemini. And Gemini, if you are in Gemini, you may be jealous of a Gemini moving into the next 4 weeks, because it seems the Gemini are going to really sit on the, I can't say on the top of the world, but on a top of a good accomplishments, on a top of a milestones that they are going to produce very quickly after the month starts, the lunar month starts, okay? And they are going to produce them, in fact, in such a good manner that they're not going to feel pressured to do anything about it. They're not going to feel pressured of a sustenance. They're not going to feel pressured to do something or to make a choice. It just is going to be a peace, if I have to say it that way, or if I may say it that way, a peace, a moment of peace, a moment of respite, a moment of a solace, or a month of a solace. Now, in this month, or rather like in this month of peace, some insights are gonna come to Gemini about the stuff that they have been into, a dilemma or a drama, or they just didn't knew what kind of a thing you should do or what kind of a choice you should make. And it is a typical times where the right choice is gonna simply become obvious to you as you do wait, and this is through a process of elimination. Let's talk about love though. Well, everybody has friends, and here, because we do have the Page of Pentacles at the end of the reading, which is in this spread, it is the energies that are supporting this situation. If we do talk love, it is a love in between friends that can transcend into a intimate one. So that is a huge thing that you can expect into the next 4 weeks, especially having the Six of Wands at the prime of the reading that speaks about a milestone development, okay, at least particularly in your case. So definitely you, if you are single, look at that front for establishing a certain relationships. And the only problem that I can see in your reading here, it is that you can become very tenacious and very ruthless with the way you're doing things, to a standpoint where you can start losing more than you are actually going to gain into the future. But there is no question, whatever goals you do have for the next 4 weeks, those goals are to be accomplished. I mean, all of them. Right, so that was for Gemini, and now moving next is going to be Cancer. Right, so first one, Cancer, that is going to be the Eight of Wands, followed by the second card for Cancer, that will be the Eight of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Five of Wands. The fourth card for Cancer is going to be Nine of Cups. And the last card for Cancer, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Those 5 cards. So Cancer have a lot to stabilize, but in a very good way. Okay, that is because many things are going to move around in the next four weeks for Cancer, and Cancer needs to pick these things which are moving around and set them into their correct places. And the only problem we have here is that you may restrict yourself. I mean, you may limit yourself, which is going to happen to be a self-imposed limitation, like something that have been taught to me many times from a person I really value, is that I am sabotaging myself by believing that I don't deserve this or don't deserve that or don't deserve success, you know. And that kind of self-imposed limitations here we are talking about, that Cancer may start believe that they are not good enough for something, or they are not how can I say, capable of doing things, which is going to be totally the wrong mindset here. Okay, just totally the wrong mindset. And Cancer really needs to do something to bring down these self-imposed limitations and truly unfold their true potential. Because in the next 4 months, there are going to be a lot of surprising events for Cancer, and not just only structured one, but as well it is going to seem a completely random events that are going to happening for them, which are going to allow them to traverse or transform. I'm sorry. Always confusing these two words. So transforming failures into a success, transforming losses into victories, or rather like failures into triumphs, losses into victories, and you know, misfortune into a fortune. And the biggest lesson that Cancer are to learn into the next 4 weeks, that is that, you know, if you strive for happiness, you're going to find it no matter what. The problem after that, though, stands how you are to sustain that happiness. And Cancer are to learn a great deal of lesson here. Because it seems that they are going to address the situations, people, you know, that makes them happy with a great amount of conscientiousness, and will strive to pretty much attend to every single detail of the situation. And on a more practical level, for a Cancer, it seems, guys, that the time for you to manifest a plan or a deed of yours that took a long time for you to prepare it, it's there in the next 4 weeks. Say you have planned to start your own business for a very long time. Well, maybe now it's not maybe, but now it's the time in the next 4 weeks to do something about it and to start manifesting it. Right, so that was for Cancer, and now the first break is going to take place, and you get to ask your question here into the comments of the live stream. I'm going to pick one question, and I'm going to perform a reading on that question. The reading is going to be totally free, guys, so be my guest and just input your question into the comment. I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, I'm just going to pick one. Hello, Cassandra. By the way, you had a credit that you were about to, Cassandra, that you were about to use. I never heard back from you, so I hope that it was not kind of like, it was not a mistake on my part. Hey, Maureen, or Marian. Oh my God, it's Marian. Hello, Marian. Oh, okay. Okay, I do have a really good candidate. I'm stopping the timer now because I want to show you something, especially for you guys from YouTube that haven't followed my page, because it's a part of an announcement that I'm gonna make right after I'm done with this free reading. Thank you, Marianne. Right, so the question is submitted by Robin K. Will my new endeavor be a good one? Okay, and let's have a look. So this is going to be the elemental dignities type of reading. And first one we do have for you, Robin, that will be the Six of Swords, catalyzed from one side by the Eight of Pentacles, and catalyzed from the other, that is going to be the World. Okay. So these three cards. And so what we have, what is elemental dignities? It is that it helps you, or rather, like, this is how you do make pairs or triples of cards, and you read them in one thing. Okay, you want card combinations, you go by the elemental dignities. That is literally the essence of the technique. And so for you, Robin, we do have active enemies from these two things. And truth be told, is it going to be a good thing? In its current state, no, not at all, because according to these cards, you are not nearly prepared to start it. It's within these, and for now, it's just a wishful thinking for what it seems, at least looking at these three. Can you do it though? Yes, but it will take a little bit more time, or rather, like, a little bit more effort on your behalf to pretty much address every single detail that does surrounds the establishment of your new endeavor. Okay, so you are throwing yourself into it, like I said, a bit unprepared, and by being overlooking certain things around. So if you do throw yourself into it right now, don't be surprised if certain things rather go south or rather go sour. I don't know which way should I say it. Okay, things go wrong way with the endeavor itself. Other than that, at some point, you will have to do something of that nature. May not be that thing, right? But you will have to do something of that nature because it's connected with a wish of yours, and you just cannot constantly having it as a wishful thinking as you have it right now. But at some point, you will have to do something about it. Right. So that was Robin's reading, and elemental dignities, it does examines how elements of the cards does go along with one another, and the lecture of it, it's already ready. Okay, it's just it's not yet edited, or it's not yet fully edited, and it should be brought to you very, very soon. Now, I want to give you an example what it looks like. Say you do have two really, really good cards. I'm giving that example into the lecture. Say the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, right? And it does depend which one is going to be the prime element and which one is going to be the catalyzing element. But say the prime element, it is the Ace of Cups, and you do have the catalyzing element of the Ace of Wands, which is a fire catalyzed water, catalyzed by fire. What fire does to water, it evaporates it, all right? And so what these two will make, it is an opportunity that it is one you want, but it is not one that gives you progress. It is just the same thing, repetition, doing same thing over and over again, and therefore there is no prosperity out of it. It is just the same thing, okay? Or if you do have it vice versa, it's a really growing opportunity but it's not the one you want. It is like no different than having a job coming to you, but it is not the job you want. Although the job that is coming to you, it has, you know, a very, very big potential for you. So knowing the elemental dignities, you can identify the circumstances which are surrounding one thing or dying thing or whatever you are inquiring for. Another thing, it is, say we take two really negative cards, like say 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, right? And if 10 of Swords comes first, then this is when this is a moment of mobilization where where a person realizes how much one is to lose if they just decide to say walk away or to cut something through, and they mobilize and do fight with tooth and nail to what they believe in. Going forward with the other way, 5 of Pentacles first and then the 10 of Swords, then this is when one realizes that their lifestyle and all that they cling into, it's wrong, it's not accurate to the current time frame, if you will, and therefore one is again mobilized, but in a different way, not to stick around, okay, but to make the definitive decision to just change everything. From how they do their job to whom they're interacting with or having as a friend, and so on and so forth. So it's a really it's a technique that will allow you to get into 2 more layers into one's reading. And the good thing is that you don't need to take my other classes for it. You can understand tarot your own way, you know, and just still use that technique. Hello, Angela. Right, so just give me a second here, guys, to sip a coffee, and we are going to jump into the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And after that, there will be another poll of a free readings, so don't get yourself discouraged if you haven't got your by now. Yeah, Robin, I will be teaching elemental dignity. Like I said, the lecture is already done. It has already been recorded. Right, so next star sign, we have Leo, and the first card for Leo, that is going to be 2 of Pentacles, followed by the second card here, which is the Lover's card. Good evening, Victoria. Well, okay, so yeah, okay, it's a course of a 1 lecture in it. Third one, that is to be the Sun card. After that, we do have the 7 of Swords as a 4th card. And the last card, oh my God, we do have the Ace of Cups. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing tonight? So, oh my God, Leo, where do I begin from? Well, first things first, it does look like that your life is going to slowly change in the next 4 weeks. And when I say change, I mean that there are going to be fillers. It is the best way how I can describe it. Fillers of a time frames that have not been filled by now. So if you do have a moment where you do find yourself being, for example, bored or having nothing to do at all, etc., etc., those gaps are going to be fulfilled with an enterprises and endeavors. But the best thing that it is to happen in the next 4 weeks is that you are to become way more adaptable to the future rather than to the past, because with that prime card of the Two of Pentacles, this is when one abandons their outdated concepts, goals, and ideas, and one is kind of like adopting a new ones, which are allowing them to go by with day-to-day routine, not just with ease, but also with a capability to pretty much cash in on everything that is going on around, take on the opportunities around with biggest extent or biggest potential possible. Now, what this is going to do for you is it's going to make you being way more attractive than before, as attractive working into a some kind of a team, for example, attractive to new social circles, or attractive to somebody as a love potential as well. I mean, there is no doubt here that people are going to be happy around you, and even those that hated you before, because every single one of us has somebody that hates them, right? But even those that hated you before, they are going to be happy for you, and that is going to really piss them up. But here in the next 4 weeks, you are going to learn to follow yourself. I don't know if that's typical for Leo or not, but with the Seven of Swords into the 4th position, that is a moment where you do truly stand your ground, stick for your self-righteousness and for your ways, and ultimately at the end, you ain't gonna walk away from partnership or from a deal, or you ain't gonna make a deal that is going to deprive you of anything. You're always going to get what you have worked for, and in generally what you deserve. But that Ace of Cups at the end, guys, you may not be looking for love, but she, because in my language love is she is looking for you whether you like it or not. Okay, it's just she is looking for you, and she is gonna find you eventually. All right, so moving next, we do have Virgo. I know Capricorn and Pisces haven't been done yet, Mo. Okay, so Virgo, first one we do have for you, that is to be the Sun. Moving next, we have a Seven of Swords, followed by the third one, which is to be the Ace of Pentacles. After that, we have the Seven of Wands. And the last one, that is to be the World. Yeah, it is just in time, Mimi. Mimi Tiltman. Mimi, it's a Bulgarian name, so in any case, Virgo, well, my guys, our next 4 weeks are weeks of I would say it that way, a rare opportunity for you to further your goal and establish it. Now, next 4 weeks are weeks where you are to establish, or you will have the opportunity to establish very successful business maneuvers. Doesn't matter if it's going to be in your own business or in your company that you are working at. And very harmonious relationships. Your establishments are going to provide you with exhilaration, content, the look forward for the future, and it's just, can I say, I would say it that way, there won't be any place or any room in your heart to feel bad, because there won't be that, there won't be, you know, there will not be anything there to cause you to feel bad. By the way, thank you, AstroChick, for the 222 Canadian donation. Stick around to the end of the live stream, and there I'm going to draw you a personalized guidance card for the next 4 weeks, the time frame of this lunar cycle. Thank you so much for your support. So where were we? Yeah, with the Virgo and their enormous rare opportunity. And thank you, Mimi, for your $4.99 donation as well. Again, stick around for the end of the live stream, and I'm going to draw you a personalized guidance tarot card for the next 4 weeks of the lunar cycle. Again, we are to the establishment of these harmonious things, harmonious relationships, and business maneuvers. Well, the thing is that you didn't knew it by now, Virgo, but these things have been pretty much granted to you because they happen to be an expanding energies of growth. I don't know how to explain it, so I will try to do it that way. You have been bound at some point to get to that point. It was just your natural unfoldment, and that is what makes that, at least your cycle here, divine, or at least according to these cards that I'm holding. And why this is happening? Well, it is because at some point you will need to learn in life that everything has everything lingers in the void. And it waits its time to happen. No matter how much you force it to happen prior to it, it won't happen. But it will happen in the right time and at the right place. And the time and the place for you have arrived. Now, on a more practical level for you, Virgo, next 4 weeks are immaculate for you to mend terms, are immaculate as well for you to make people happy, especially if you have children or family that you are going through a rough patch with them. No doubts that the tomahawks are going to be, or the hatchets of war are going to be buried down. Now, the only good night, Danny. Now, the only problem that you may face is that at some point you may think that you are giving way too much from yourself than you should, okay? And that could cause you, how can I say, feeling that you have been used, but it will be best if you do brush off that feeling straight away. Right. So moving next, we do have Libra. Just let me sip a coffee first. Yeah, she's here, Danny. Right, so Libra. First one we do have for you, Libra, that is going to be the Temperance, followed by the next one, which is the Nine of Swords. Moving next, what we do have for Libra, that is going to be the Queen of Wands. Afterwards, we have a Three of Pentacles, and what in the world? Okay, guys, tell me if you do have any problems with the live stream, because I have been next one, the last one, that is going to be the Eight of Cups, being just announced by YouTube that I'm streaming on the higher bitrate than YouTube recommendation. But the thing is that I have set it on its recommendation. I don't know what is going on. Okay, in any case, these are the 5 cards for Libra, and Libra are going to let's talk that way. Libra are going to recognize they are going to be helped by the, oh my god, I don't know how to start even with Libra. Okay, so because these are a multi-component type of reading. So I will try to explain it that way. You see this card here, Libra, I mean the Queen of Wands. This card sits into your intentions and things that it is best way for you to move forward. So you do have the Queen of Wands, and that speaks that intentional wise it should be set toward your profound understanding of how things work. And when you and having the understanding over your situations, how they work, that should be your intention. Okay, doing things the way you do understand them. And then you do have the energies which are supporting you of the Eight of Cups, and these are energies that are going to help you overcome unfortunate situations, so to speak, overcome the poignancy and as well the bitter taste that you may have in your mouth, and just move forward, but not by abandoning things, but moving with them toward a new perspective. And then we do have the Temperance here in the first position, which is the very prime and topic of your lunar cycle over here. And that speaks that you are going to find a way. It is just the right way, the appropriate way, the way that things are going with, or rather like say resolved or established. How can I say it? Without you either overpricing it or without you either underpaying for it. That is the appropriate measure. And so what happens is that you are going to do things that will help you move forward by your understanding, and they are going to be the right things for you to do. And having the Nine of Swords here into the second position, it does speak that you are to be afraid significantly of the consequences of what those actions are going to pose for you. But the thing about the Nine of Swords, it is that those fears are generally in vain, meaning that in reality there is nothing for you to be afraid of. And the lesson that you need to learn into the next 4 weeks here with the Three of Pentacles, it's a lesson of building. That you have to build something for yourself, and just because you are facing certain disappointment of it, it should not be a prerequisite for you to stop building it. Like no different than start building up a relationship, and the person that you are building up the relationship with disappoints you with something, and that disappointment to be a reason for you to leave that build that you are doing. No, I mean, you both need to find a way to overcome that disappointment. And this is what those cards are speaking about, that you are going to overcome an initial disappointments into the next 4 weeks and just keep up building. Okay, your marriage, keep up building your career, keep up building your love, your relationship, whatever you're trying to build, you are going to keep up building it. But unlike the past, here in the future, you now are going to know and understand the way it works, and therefore there won't be any more disappointments moving forward after these 4 weeks. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you guys, because it's really, how can I say, complex, if you will, reading that many things needs to fall together. Hello, Hiles. Welcome to the stream. Right, and alas, we are at Scorpio, and first one for Scorpio, yes. We have the Six of Cups, okay, followed by the second one here, which stands as the Prince of Wands, or that is the Knight of Wands. Afterwards, we do have the Moon card, followed by the fourth one, which is the Two of Swords. And the last one here, that is going to be the Seven of Cups. And I read a book. I can't say it because, you know, I can't be flagged for IP or anything like that. But the book was talking about people that are drawing from the force. And one thing was that when you do so, you need to surrender to it. And this is the story of Scorpio into the next 4 weeks. Here, what we have for Scorpio, like that, okay, is saying that beautiful things are about to happen to Scorpio, and these things are things that are gonna make Scorpio being sailed to a certain direction, certain way that Scorpio is supposed to go. All right, the beautiful things. For example, if this is about a career thing that it is to happen to you, to us Scorpio, that career path is going to be dappled with endeavors that we are going to enjoy very much, and they're going to be creative for us, and it just is going to be a pleasure for us doing it. Talking about relationship, well, the person that we may end up with, or you know, we may start interacting, or in generally we are with, is going to have a emotional and physical connection. So simultaneously, love and chemistry is going to be there. That's the catch that we need to surrender. We have to stop looking for it. Okay, we just have to stop looking for it, for it is gonna find us instead. Here with the last two cards, which by the way, this reading, aside from having 5 cards, 5 positions, it also separates itself from a material cycle and as well ethereal cycle here, okay? And the ethereal cycle, it's all speaking that, you know, the obvious beautiful thing, it's coming to us, and the way we can lose it is by choosing to have something else before that thing comes about, and that is why we need to stop looking for it. Okay, it's gonna come on its own accord, and that's about that's all that is about the reading. Okay, it's all that it is about the reading here. What I can say, it is that how we can recognize it, that it is the right thing for us. That is the last thing I'm going to say about Scorpio. And we can recognize it when we are feeling very insecure with it. You know, a job that if we start working it, we are going to feel very insecure. Can we keep up with the pace? Or if it is about intimate relationship, are we good enough to stick around with that relationship? So such kind of an insecurity, wherever we do believe into the doom and gloom of the thing and we are afraid to lose it, that is it. Okay, that is the most beautiful thing that it is to happen to us in the next 4 weeks. Okay, so that was for the next or for the second cluster of star signs. And now the second break is to take place, guys. You can input your questions. For those who are new to the live stream, in those breaks you can have your free reading. Okay, one person is going to have a free reading, so in order to get one, just input your question here into the comments, and within 3 minutes I'm going to pick a question. So you do have 3 minutes to input your question. And yeah, I'm going to pick one question which I'm drawn to, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it, which means a reading that contains a spread, not just only one card. Of course, if you are interested with your own reading, you do want your own personal reading, you can go to my website, which is listed here into the description of this live stream. And there you can pretty much see all of my services, their pricing, and based on your budget and your needs, you can choose whichever service suits you best. By the way, Hiles, Angela, everybody that is around, I am truly privileged to have you here, guys. It is not just because this aside from a live stream, it's a community, or at least this is how I like to build it. Okay, and I would love to just interact with you as well. So if you do have any questions towards me about myself, about, you know, something that you find interesting of me, you can definitely ask, okay? And I will not gonna be shy to answer. So yeah, just I really want to transform this thing to be a community rather than just coming here, saying my stuff and just walk away. Anna Pink. This is just one layer. I mean, next 4 weeks, it is not just only the new moon that it is going on. There are many things. Saturn are making transit. Pluto is making transit, you know, and all these kind of stuff. So this is just one tether, if I may say it that way, because future, it's built by many tethers, the web of time, and that is just only one of it. You do have many that it is forming your future. Now, this is one thing that it is going to happen, and alongside it, something else is going to move on as well. You know, it is just not only one thing. This is just the tendency, if you will, or the affinity of the energy, if you prefer to think it that way, that the new moon releases for your star sign. But there are also many energies, many other energies at place. So if you do want to know the full picture of your future, you pretty much need to have a, how can I say, not an understanding, but you need to know what all of the transits are making it for you, not just only the new moon. New moon is releasing a potential for you. It is up to you to decide, do you want to take it or not? And if I have to give you an example with Scorpio, I don't want to take my potential here of that beautiful thing happening. So I'm not going to surrender. I'm going to keep up searching and eventually ending up with the wrong thing. You know, it is entirely up to me. But I digress here. Let's see what kind of questions we do have. Okay, so Victoria then, what do you see fit me romantically? So this the question I do understand is what type of a character fits you romantically. Lisa, the only reason why I do not take your question, because first I wanted to take yours, it is because tarot is not designed to make decisions for you. And in order to be able to answer your question, I need to make a reading in regards to what happens if you do surrender your business and if you do not surrender your business. Okay, that is how it should. So these are two readings, and based on the answer of these two readings, you have to make a choice for yourself. Do you want to surrender your business or do you not want to surrender your business? So that's why I do not took your question, but instead Victoria. Also, will you have romance? All right, let me reshuffle then. Right, so first one, that is going to be the Hermit, I'm sorry, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Moon, and the last one, that is to be the Ten of Wands. Yes, let me give you a time frame. By the end of April next year. Okay, so by the end of April next year, definitely is not going to be someone you now know. Okay, so anything you hope for somebody that you know right now, it seems that it's not going to work out at all. You don't know the person. That can be seen by these two cards that we do have here. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles and the Moon card. You definitely don't know the person yet. It is yet to enter in your life. And the other thing is that you should not feel how can I say, bad that you don't have romance currently, because you are set on the right thing to come around. When you do have the moon into that position, it pretty much means that you gotta trust the universe where it leads you, because it's leading you to a place where you belong. Okay, and the cycle for you, Victoria, ends up where you and your potential lover, so to speak, or a boyfriend or whatever, you both are taking care literally for everything. Okay, you are leaving no stone unturned, and it's like building up the routine, if you will, or the stipulation, the contract, but this is the sole contract rather than a prenup. And thus, such established, I don't see anything that will be capable to destroy it. And that is further kind of like consolidated by having the Hermit, which is the topic of your reading here, speaks that you asked for love, and the most substantial love is about to happen within this time frame for you, from now up until the end of April next year. Right, so that was your reading, Victoria. Hopefully you do enjoyed it and you do liked it. And somebody asked me a question here. It was Hail. How long have you been reading tarot, and what got you started? Now and thank you so much, Asia Love, for your $499 support. Make sure you do stick around to the end of the live stream, and where I'm going to draw you a personalized tarot card guidance for the next 4 weeks. So that's an interesting story, Hayo, and it's a story where I watched a movie. Okay, it was called The Exorcist, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely Exorcist, but I don't remember which year it was. I believe it was 1999 or maybe 2000. I was 14 years old, what I remember. And there was that woman that was doing tarot reading for herself, and I immediately knew that's my thing. But the story has its prequel, if I can say it that way. I have been gifted a book a few months before that, on my birthday. And this book, it literally opened my mind. The book contains a technique, a method that allows you to make a bridge in between your conscious and your subconscious. And by doing so, you can control your subconscious, which controls your emotions, which controls your instincts, which controls your chakras, your energy, your dreams. And in this technique, there was a sub-technique, so to speak, that allows you to make a dream walk. Now, dream walk, it is when you do dream something that is going to happen, you know, so you basically dream the future. And I didn't believe it at first, but it worked. 3 times it worked. Okay, I literally dreamt what was about to happen, and it did happen, word for word, and I knew that there is a future. Now, the problem with this technique is that it is very time consuming. The dream may not come this night. It may come 3 weeks from now, you know, and it's really, really exhausting. So you do need something more, say, immediate. And that's why I was looking for to know the future without using that very exhausting technique of myself. And the question was, should I go for numerology, astrology? I didn't know about tarot at that point at all. And I saw the cards and I fell in love immediately. Next thing I remember was asking my dad to go to the capital, because I was not living into the capital, to go to the capital and buy me a tarot deck. 14 years old. Now I am 35 years old. That makes it how much? About 21 years I am reading tarot. Well, not professionally, okay, because professionally just 10 years, but 21 years I have touch with tarot, experience, so to speak. All right, so right, so that was my story, and just a minute to catch my breath, and we're gonna go to the last four star signs here, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And again, to make that announcement to you guys that the elemental dignities, the method that I do read with, the course of it, which contains one lecture, right? It's ready. I mean, it's recorded. It's gonna be out very, very soon. I just don't want to how can I say, commit to give you a date, but very, very soon. All right. And you don't need to you don't need to participate to my other course of 18 lectures to pretty much attend to this one, because if you do have your own understanding of tarot, then that's totally fine. You still can do elemental dignities. And elemental dignities, it's all about pairs. It's all about making combinations of the cards. Asia Love, I see now that you do have a question with your super chat. Again, stick to the end, and I'm gonna make you a reading with it. Okay, I'm gonna make you a reading about that. The question is, who I have Romans. Can you describe my future soulmate? Unfortunately, I cannot describe your future soulmate. I can describe it, but that is going to be a soul description. It's not going to be a description of their look. All right, it's not going to be a description of their physical features, so to speak. Well, yeah, Elizabeth, but you know, at the start, you just mess around with the cards, and that's another thing. That's when I took my tarot cards, and the first thing I did, of course, I believe anybody who get their hands on tarot cards, and the first thing they did was a Celtic cross, was it not? And nothing. It just, you know, I stared at the cards, and nothing came to me. So that was the moment where I thought, well, maybe that's not a gift. And then when I dive deeper into tarot, this is when I do understood that arcana, it means knowledge. It doesn't mean intuition. It doesn't mean gift. It doesn't mean divine revelation or whatever. It means knowledge. Tarot is about knowledge because it does divide to major arcana, which is the major knowledge, and a minor arcana, which is the minor knowledge. And all that you gotta do is just learn them, kind of like understand them. Hello, Angela. there is one more story to it, okay? Because before my father actually brought me the cards, I had a teacher on biology, and she was really into spiritual stuff as well. And funny thing is that I don't remember her name, and I really feel bad about it because she taught me a great deal of things. And she told me that she does have tarot, and I asked her, can I look at them? You know, can I have them? And she gave the cards to me, and I thought that this is tarot because I had no idea what tarot is at the end of the day at that time. And it turned out later on that these are a Lenormand cards. They were not tarot. And I was, by the way, stunned about their predictive capabilities. I mean, Lenormand, that is no joke, guys. This ain't a walk in the park. And I strongly advocate, of course, by all means, you feel free to do whatever you want. But I strongly advocate, don't mess around with these things. I mean, don't just do readings to yourself left and right. Because Lenormand, their creation has a specific purpose, and some people believe that Lenormand, it does not predict your future, it forges your future. Okay, so that's why these are not. This is not a system to be trifled with at all. That's why I stopped using it for my live stream videos. Okay. That's why I stopped using it. But in a private readings, if thou so much wants, thou can have thine Lenormand reading. In fact, very recently there was a sale of Le Grand, and excuse my French here, Le Grand Tableau, I believe it's called, where the full picture it's revealed in front of you. Well, Celtic crosshail is rather quite complicated, okay, because not just only the position, but the Celtic cross has sections that you gotta look for it. And depending on the version of the Celtic cross you read, those sections variate. For example, the first four, second, third, fourth, fifth. So the fifth and the ninth card, in my version, they do form a section, and that is the section of the expectations of the quadrants. The first, the second, and the sixth card, not the sixth, the seventh card, they form the person standpoint. The fourth, the sixth, and the eighth card are forming the influences that the person's, the subject of the reading, cannot alter with, you know. And with these sections, you're literally kind of like reading up the reading, so to speak. It is not just only the positions. So Celtic cross, it's really complex, and I can't say difficult, but really complex, multi-layer reading. And in my opinion, there is no need to read with it, because there are way more simplified spreads out there. For example, the horseshoe, which is going to give you the same amounts of information. And I mean under information, a usable information, because Celtic cross feeds you up with very unnecessary information. All right, so Sagittarius. First one we do have for Sagittarius, that is going to be the Four of Pentacles, followed by the next one, which stands as the Six of Pentacles. Then what we do have here, that is to be the Strength card. And just give me 1 second here, guys. Okay, so we do have the Strength card. Afterwards, that is to be the Six of Wands. And the last one, that is to be the Eight of Cups. So these 5 cards, and And Sagittarius, you guys are about to establish a really secured future for yourself in the next 4 weeks. It's literally where you do position yourself in a rock solid environment. Now, these cards could speak about a rock solid job or a rock solid relationship, although I don't think that we're talking about relationship that much, because these are talking about how can I say, accomplishments which you have chased for a very, very long time, and they do create comfort, rather like a material comfort, like money, you know, like stability for the future, rather than emotional comfort. And the good thing here, and that is one of the ways how you can look at the negative card being positive, Six of Pentacles. The good thing here for you, Sagittarius, it is that you guys are going to bypass the hierarchy, meaning that you can take 7 steps for the straight of 1. It's gonna be the more ambitious, you know, your straight is, the more tough the jump is going to be. But because we do have the strength card on the 3rd position right here, okay, so just hold on a second, right here, because we do have the strength card on that position, that pretty much is a testament that whatever mountain you are about to climb in the next 4 weeks, you definitely can do it, and it's definitely worth it. So whatever goals you do have that to stabilize your future, say you do want to talk with your boss for bigger salary, you know, say you do want to stand tall and firm in front of the person you love and just, you know, divulge everything you have, you definitely got to do it. You got to gather up the courage, the balls to do it, for it is going to pay off. Aside from being securing your future, also what you are to do is to ensure it. What I mean is that you are going to take such measures not to allow that future to fall apart. And what energies are to support you are the energies of not wavering, in a sense of that even if you do face certain setbacks here and there, okay, you are not going to allow that thing to kind of like pollute your tenacity. I will use that word here. And instead of kind of like falling back because you may end up disappointed, the disappointment is going to make you wanting the thing even more. And it is just a 4 weeks where you are going to pretty much exponentially better your lifestyle, and I mean your positions, and I mean your love life, and I mean your relationship, your career life as well. Right, so moving next, we do have, oops, oh my god, I mixed up the decks. 1 second here, guys. Moving next, we do have Capricorn, and just hold on a second. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. Right, so Capricorn next. So first one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Knight of Cups, which is the King of Cups, okay? In the traditional deck, that is. Following by the 10 of Cups. Moving next, what we do have, that is going to be the Queen of Pentacles. After that, we do have the Ace of Wands. And the last one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Two of Cups. So without a doubt, we definitely are talking about a shitstorm of love, right? So it's a really shitstorm of love. It is about to get better, and I mean really, really better. Now, the thing is that it's the process of getting better. It's not going to be pleasant at all, and that is described here by having the Ten of Cups into the second position, which pretty much speaks. And we do have an expression in our country: you cannot. Well, it's a bit vulgar expression, so I will try to, how can I say, transform it a little bit so I don't get flagged by YouTube, nor, you know, I discuss you guys. But it's an expression saying that you cannot say have sex left and right and then have your soul ascending into heavens, right? You just have to make some compromises here and there. And that's why the Ten of Cups into the second position of this reading, it does speaks that at some point you have to make a compromises, because next 4 weeks are the weeks where you are to be to have your, let me see if it's going to be a final one. No, it's not going to be the final one, but it's going to be the best one you got thus far, a offer, right? And that is going to be a very, very tempting offer that it is, it will look very professionally made. Okay, it may be about job, it may be about love, but even if it's about job, there is a love involved into that job, all right? And the energies which are to support you, which are to be released into the next 4 weeks, are energies that are going to push you into unity, into establishing unity, cooperation, being one whole. And hello, Brittany. If by now you were way too proud to bend the knee, so to speak, or to make some kind of an exception, you were way too shy to say what you truly feel, for example, that is not going to be the case, because the energies that are going to support you through the next 4 weeks are going to help you overcome the feels of pride and the feels of of shyness. And that is not going to be just only you, but also the other side will be able to overcome these feelings as well. And yeah, ultimately, you do have potential with somebody, that this potential have not been developed yet. It is a unfound potential that you need, or you should kind of like opt to develop it. Now remember, this is a offer that you are gonna get, or rather like an offer that you are gonna get. Are you gonna take it? Well, that is entirely up to you to decide, is it not? But a lesson you need to learn here is that once an opportunity comes and it's really gaining for one, there is no need for anyone to deny it. Totally no need at all. Right, so that was about Capricorn. Now moving next, we do have Aquarius. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for your kind words and for always being around. You are always around. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we do have a Pisces crew in the chat. Hold on, guys. We do have one before Pisces, and then we're moving to your star sign. So Aquarius, and I am rising Aquarius, so that is something I'm looking for as well. Good evening, Tatiana. Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Princess of Wands, or that is a Page of Wands for Aquarius. Second card for Aquarius, oh my god, that is going to be the Four of Swords. Third one for Aquarius, that is to be the Two of Wands. So just from these three, Aquarius, your time of respite, should you had it, or a time of inactivity, it's over, okay? Because these 4 weeks are bringing you something new, okay? Followed by the moon card, and what do you know? And the last one, that will be the 5 of cups. So these 5 cards. So next 4 weeks are bringing you something new, and in the majority of cases is going to happen through a very good news that is going to come about. Now, this new thing, when it hits you, or that new good news, when it hits you, you are going to regain your strength or your full strength. In fact, you may not be able to believe how strong you truly are. And what happens here is that whatever that new thing is, you need to aim to develop it, because it's going to be halfway developed, and you gotta kind of like, or that is what the tarot card is advising you, you gotta aim to develop it even further than that. So it's a good thing, it's a great thing, you know, but it is not as great as it could be. And in order to develop it as far as it can, you gotta jump into initiation, you gotta jump into activity here. You cannot just expect that the universe is gonna develop it for you. It's not gonna happen that way. But what is interesting here is that this new thing, although at the start it may seem a trifle, it may seem something very small, right? It may seem something inconsequential. Actually, it is the most consequential thing you are going to encounter into the near future, and is going to be a thing of mend, all right? Is going to mend our hearts. So whatever sense of a loss or disappointment we, because I am a rising Aquarius, had recently or lastly, I mean, the last thing that we, yeah, you could say it that way. Well, the bottom line is here is that this new thing is going to replace that empty spot in our heart, and is going to overflow it with joy. Okay, so it's a regain. I don't know how to say it. It's, you know, say we lost something, we are to regain it once more, but not the same way we had it before, in a new way, but it will be completely, the last one is going to be completely replaced. No different than lost, that when one does lose really good job, but say in the past, in the last couple of years, but now one is to get a really good job. It's not the same as the last one. It could be better, right? Or it could be just as good, but it's not going to be the same. So it's just revival. I don't know how to even explain it in English. You know, it's a revival. It's like rising up from the ashes for Aquarius. You lost your heart. You lost a love. Hey, this is your new thing here. That is to replace the one you lost. Right, and finally we are approaching Pisces here. All right, so Pisces, first one for you, that is going to be the Death card, followed by the second one, which stands as the Queen of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Two of Wands. The fourth one that stands for you, that is going to be the Star card. And the last one, that is to be the Six of Swords. So there is nothing to be laid on. I mean, you probably already know it, Angela, and all the Pisces that are here. Actually, the reading is, I could say, you could call it trivial. okay, but it is very powerful one, and it is the seed of everything that can happen into one's life. So I will try to explain it that way. Let me show you the cards. You see here we do have the star card, okay, and that is a lesson. That is the position of the lesson. And the star card into the position of the lesson, that is the lesson where one, or Pisces, needs to learn how to follow their standards, their ideals, if you will. So that means that your ideals and your standards are completely accomplishable, are completely achievable. So that speaks for ideals of, say, unfolding love, completely accomplishable, right? Ideals for a dream job, completely accomplishable. But because we do have the death card over here, okay, as the prime of the reading, it means that these ideals cannot be accomplished in the state you are in at this point. Things are in flux, things needs to be let go of, things that you may find very difficult to let go of, because we do have the Queen of Pentacles into the second place, and that speaks for a unrealistic perception, if you will, that what you are dwelling into, or rather like what you are trying to hold on so tightly to, say, dysfunctional relationship or job that it is not going anywhere, all right, or a social circle that is not going anywhere, miraculously is going to show potential. No, it's not, and you definitely need to let go of. And instead here, having the Two of Wands into the third position, which are your intentions, oh my god, these are intentions of reconnoitering into a new potentials, new fields for you to conquer. So that is a moment, or these are 4 weeks where you are going to, or you will have to, let go of activities in your life, situations, relationships, positions, jobs, etc., which are on its borrowed time. It's just they are over. It's just, only they don't know it yet. They don't serve any purpose anymore, and it's just only dragging you back. And once you do let go of these dead things, so to speak, new ones are going to replace them. New ones that can grow, new ones that can grow in a way that your ideals and your standards are going to be met. And that is the way how you do end an era of a turmoil in your life. And the energies which are to support you, Pisces, are energies of courage. You are going to have the courage to do what it is needed, to do what it is right for you. You will have the courage to traverse the threshold toward the unknown. And that's the Pisces reading. And that was for the 4 or for the 12 star signs. And now the last free reading poll is going to take place. So you guys can input your question into the comments here, and I'm gonna pick one at after 3 minutes, and we'll perform a professional reading on it. It's not even keep moving forward. It's not only keep moving forward, Elizabeth. In order to move forward, you gotta let go of the, how do you call it? That iron ball which can be chained to your foot, right? I don't know the English word for it. So guys, 2 more minutes that you have to input your question into the comments here, and I will pick one, like I said, and perform a professional reading on it. In fact, I'm gonna start shuffling. Ball and chain, yeah. Is it how it goes? Oh my god, that's so mundane. We do have a specific, in my language, we do have a specific word for it, okay? It's not just bow and chain, but thank you so much, Malibu. Oh, Summer, thank you so much. I appreciate you, all of you guys, to stick around and to you know, to choose me to be your host for that event, celestial event that is happening. Thank you for sticking around, Diana. See you around. See you in the next one, and hope you do a great work with your homework. Right. So the question submitted by Angela S, and that is going to be, is there love in my future? And I want to apologize to Pisces Moonbeam right now, because she was supposed to pick the last question, but I just, you know, it just escaped my mind. So I guess I owe you one for the next one, where you get to pick 2 questions instead of 1. And let's shuffle and see what we have for Angela. So first one for Angela, that is going to be 3 of Pentacles, followed by the next one here, which is the 6 of Wands. Afterwards, that is going to be the Lovers, okay? And the last one for Angela, that will be the Page of Swords. Until next time, Sarah, thank you so much for sticking around. Right, so Angela, let me first see the time frame, and then I'm gonna dive into the reading right after that. It's a pretty twisted one, so to speak. So we do have March, April, end of May next year. So it's a really, really long time, right? 1 year, and it's kind of understandable. Now, these are your 4 cards, like I showed you, and oh my God, your future love, according to my standards, it's a mess. And I will tell you why. There are going to be way too many people involved into it. So, how that future love is going to how that future love is going to develop, it is that you are going to start talking with somebody extensively, and first is going to develop through a mutual support. Like, you are going to support them through their endeavor, they're going to support you through your endeavor, and most likely is going to start developing by you talking about work, you know, and about mutual, not interest in a way of how you can profit from certain situations. And these talks are going to start developing more and more toward the emotional side, or so to speak, that aside from having, you know, a mutual interest in a certain development, you're also going to see that you do have a mutual interest in terms of a emotional connection. And that's a great thing, but at that point, there is going to be someone else on the horizon, someone that doesn't take competition very well, okay? And ultimately, you will have to make a choice in between these 2 people. Whichever one you decide to go for, basically there is no right or wrong decision here, Angela, because this is how it stands with the decision. One of these people is going to be very handsome, very good looking, you know, and very charming, but they are gonna have a shitty personality, really shitty one. The other one is gonna be not that well good looking, you know, not that handsome, but they're gonna be really well in personality. What I mean, really gentle soul, and treats you very well, and so on and so forth. And you gotta go with whichever one you prefer. You know, there is no right or wrong choice here. It is just you cannot have it all, and you will need to make how can I say, you will need to make a choice based on your preference. That is the answer to your question, literally. Where are you gonna meet up somebody, more than just say one person, by the end of May next year? Okay, so that was Angela's answer to a question, and now let's look into the super chat contribution. So Astro Chick sent me an email that she's not going to stick around, so she does not want me to draw a card for her. But I'm moving to the next contributor, so to speak, Mimi Tillman, which contributed with $4.99. And let me shuffle the cards, and I'm going to throw you a guidance for the new moon into Cancer period of time, which is in the for the next 4 weeks, actually up until I think 9th of August 2021. Okay, so that is a guidance for you, Mimi. Let's have a look. Right, so we do have the King of Wands for you, and the guidance, it is actually a few of them. Now, the first one, it is that the next 4 weeks, you gotta really do something about your own happiness, meaning that you have to, or you should rather start not interacting, but how can I say, have fun with friends, go out on beverages. It's just the King of Wands. It's a person who knows how to enjoy life, and it is doing it to its full extent. That way, the reason for it, Mimi, is so you can maintain and keep up your positive attitude toward the life and look forward for the next day, and then the day afterwards, and then the day afterwards. Why is this necessary, having the King of Wands? It is because within this within this time frame, you are about to start chasing an ambition, and you are going to be very effective with your chase. You are going to be very effective with your actions toward the ambition. So you're going to start making a lot of things happening into a field, endeavor, or a movement that's that you pretty much, how can I say, that you pretty much want, and not just only want, but it is a challenging field for you. That is going to be like a personal challenge. And therefore, you need to have something sidewise that is recuperating your energies. So it is very, very important to go out and have fun, to go out and just enjoy yourself with friends, or just just do things which makes you happy. Because the other time, or the other part of the time, you're going to find yourself being busy, overcoming challenge in a positive way for yourself to manifest and accomplish an ambition of yours. Next one, it is Asia Love, and she actually have a question with her contribution here of $4.99 US, which is, will I have romance? And we do have a 4 of Pentacles. And can I describe your future soulmates? That is going to be, and there is no wonder why we do have these two here. So if you have not followed up with the second one, I would have said no, you are not going to have any romance. And you are not going to have any romance, because romance is not going to be the foundation of your future relationship, so to speak. Asia Love, your foundation of the future relationship is going to be mutual reliability, comfort, trust, and sustenance. That doesn't mean that the romance is not going to be there, okay? It just is going to be shadowed by these two things. Or in other words, whom you are going to be with you are going to feel very comfortable with. And it is just the feeling is not going to be romantic like. The feeling is going to be like you are protected, like you are certain that you cannot lose anything anymore, and you do have a solid ground beneath your feet. It is because your future soulmate is going to be a person who definitely knows what they're doing, very well established, and that they do control firmly their life, and they are not by any means anybody who does not know what they want. Okay, by any means, they are not a person who is going to hurt you for no reason, for example, just to make you jealous. For example, they are not a person who does not know how to tackle certain problems that you may have. It is a person that will do anything on their power to make your day-to-day ups and downs within the relationship, and not just only within the relationship, but in general, much more bared and or bearable, so to speak. It's going to make anything on the, by their power to make you feel, how can I say, protected and special. So yeah, that was your thing. And with that being said, this is going to conclude today's live stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support as well. It is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I mean, just to say at the end that the Elements of Dignity lecture or course, so to speak, it's already recorded, it's ready, and I just have to edit it, and very soon we are going to release it. And also, if you are interested into your own personal reading, you can go to my website, which is here into the description of the live stream. There you can find a full list of my services, as well their pricing, and based on your budget and your needs, you can pretty much pick one of these services. And I'm going to contact you within 24 hours telling you how the reading is going to take place. Also, don't forget that if you do like the content here, you can subscribe for the channel, hit the notification bell so you are keep up to date with my live streams where they are going to be taking place, and also to keep up with the weekly content that is released here on the YouTube channel. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.